Hello family, welcome back to another YouTube video. If it's your first time here, welcome. My name is Lucy Brown. I surely do hope that you enjoy this video as well as the content, and if you do indeed, please do make sure that you consider becoming part of this family by hitting the subscribe button down below. Before you continue watching the video, please also make sure that you like the video as well. Remember, liking the video just basically helps YouTube to recommend this video to a larger audience as well. Also, if you would like to be notified whenever I upload fresh, new, crispy content, please also make sure that you smash the notification bell down below. As you've seen from the title of today's video, today we are talking about gratitude. And if you know me very well, I am all about gratitude. So today we are discussing how gratitude can change your life, how gratitude can take your life from one level to another level. In this day and age, I feel like it can be so easy to be ungrateful. And depending on which lens you or you choose to use rather, you can either view the world as that it pushes you to a corner of just realizing of how little you have, or either pushing you to a corner of where you realize that what you actually have is actually more than enough and that you're grateful for what you have. Just the way some people actually speak about Instagram and they're like, Instagram is such a toxic place and all of that. But that's why I always talk about, like, it's so important to follow the type of people that will be healthy for your type of mentality. But for me, the most part of it, social media just encourages me to want to, reach the stars, to actually want more out of life and out of myself as well. But I am very, very careful to watch my appetite, right? Because I never actually want to get to a place where I'm ungrateful for the things I have, ungrateful for where I'm at in life. Sure, I don't actually feel as if I've arrived. I do actually want more out of life, out of myself. But where I'm at the moment, I just have taught myself to learn to be content. Years ago, I actually started my own gratitude practice, and I feel like the practice has had so much positive impact in my life. I used to be a type of person where I complain for everything, where I'm just like bad, where I weigh in on the things that I don't have and the things that are not going right in my life. But I just remember thinking to myself that I just don't like how ungratefulness just makes me feel. And there's a song actually by Hlengiwe Mhlaba, shout out if you used to listen to Hlengiwe Mhlaba, and in the lyrics of the song she actually says, count your blessings one by one, or count your blessings and name them one by one, and you will see what God has done for you. And that song just began to minister so much to me, because I actually felt if I just sat down with myself and gathered my thoughts and thought to myself and started to actually count of the blessings and the things that I have in life that I'm truly grateful for, the things that really go unnoticed, like health, like food on the table, like a roof over my head, those type of things. If I sat down and actually counted them, I'd actually realize of how much the Lord has truly came through for me. So the practice that I actually started was each and every morning without fail, when I wake up, the first thing that I actually utter out of my mouth is, Father, thank you for this day. Lord, thank you for this day. I never ever want to get to a place where I feel as if I'm entitled to another day, or as if I'm not grateful for the day, or grateful for a new day, grateful for His mercy and His graces upon my life. And I just feel like just uttering those words out just create some sort of awareness, if I can put it in that way, or creates or does something to my consciousness that just makes me super and deeply grateful for the fact that I saw a new day. And secondly, the second thing that I without fail do is thank the Lord for warm water. Like, guys, I appreciate warm water so much. And if you're watching this video and you're not from South Africa, or you don't experience what we're experiencing in South Africa, where at times you have load shedding, or where you have a power outage, where there's no electricity, and you just yearn for warm water, you yearn for that warm shower or that warm bath. If you've been in that experience, before, when the electricity does come back and when you actually get to have that warm bath or that warm shower, your appreciation of water and warm water is just on another level. And it's not even as if I grew up not having warm water. There's just something that water does to me. I love myself a warm bath, but there's just something that a warm bath does to me, that it just relaxes me in different types of way. And so I am so super grateful for water. I just think to myself that there's actually some continents or actually some countries out there who don't or who struggle with water. Actually, even in South Africa, why am I going so far? In South Africa, there's actually some areas that still struggle with water. Can you believe it? Yes. There's still some people who actually struggle with water, some villages, some areas that actually still struggle with clean water. So it's a privilege. And I know it shouldn't even be a privilege, it's a need. Like, everyone should have access to basic, clean, warm water, right? But I just see it as a privilege, and I'm so grateful for life and warm water, amongst other things. I think that intro was a bit too long, but let's get right into the video of how gratitude can just take your life to a whole new level altogether. Point number 1. Expressing gratitude enhances your relationships. I found that expressing gratitude in your relationship goes beyond just saying thank you to someone. It involves acknowledging and appreciating the efforts, the kindness, or even support that people show you or have towards you. By doing so, several factors come into play that just foster a healthier and a real deep connection with people. And as I previously said, that we can easily fall into cycles of not being grateful. For instance, the fact that your spouse supports you in your business, supporting whatever you're doing, or your sister or your mother or your friend. At times you may think that, they're supposed to do those things. You are my spouse after all, you should support me. You should be my number one supporter. You are my family after all. You are my friend after all. You should. You know? So ungratefulness can put us in a space and can put us in a place where unconsciously we are acting in ways that are giving off vibes of we are entitled to the support because of the type of partnership or relationship that you have with that person. So when you express gratitude, you acknowledge the positive impact that a person has had on your life, or the positive impact that a person has on your life. What I've seen really or truly makes a difference for me is not just acknowledging that, I'm grateful for this person, I'm grateful for A, B, and C. Especially when it comes to people, it's always nice to let people know of the things that you're grateful for. Like something that I practice thank you so much. Like at times I even get embarrassed. I'm just like, why did I? Like if I'm at a restaurant, I'm gonna say thank you to the waitress like 100 times. And at times like I do kind of feel embarrassed because some people say that it gives off vibes that you are just not confident. And that's not the case for me. It's just I try to express my gratitude to people, and maybe it just comes off by me saying thank you 100 times. So at times just send a person a text and say, thank you for helping me out with A, B, and C. Or thank you, my love, for I don't know, for filling the car up with petrol or something like that. Just practicing the practice of vocalizing your words and being grateful and thankful to people. Like it just takes your relationship and your intimacy in those relationships to a whole nother level. And many times it's not even, or rather for me, I've noticed that when I express things that I'm grateful for in people or the stuff that they do, at times it's not even about myself or about yourself, right? At times what expressing gratitude to the next person does is that it makes them see or makes them realize or makes them feel heard, rather, makes them feel as if their efforts and their works and their support is not just going unnoticed, that you do actually notice it and that you do actually realize it. And thus a person is encouraged to then show acts of kindness or things that they even find natural in themselves. They are then encouraged to intentionally show forth those acts or show forth those acts rather towards other people. So what thankfulness, or what gratitude rather does for our relationships, is that it just creates a healthy and a positive cycle of gratitude, of appreciation and support that then strengthens the bonds that we tie together in our relationships. Point number 2, gratitude shifts your perspective. Have you ever met those people who are just forever so positive? I remember when I was in a space where I was always a negative person in the past, that those type of people just used to irk me. I just always felt like, this is life. Like, can you just come down to planet Earth and stop living in the clouds? With such people, they always see the silver lining in everything. And even if they don't see the silver lining in every situation, they always have the mentality that sooner or later it will come together. And when it comes together, I'll then understand of why I had to go through, or why I had to go through that situation. Sometimes not even why I had to go through that situation, but that situation is just there to develop your character. And I only truly then understood the impact of having this type of mindset when I then shifted from being a negative person to then being a person who is consciously practicing gratitude. I then saw that gratitude truly does change your perspective on problems, on life in general. And it's not that life hits you differently than other people, or that you've got unique problems that are not so bad as other people that are soft. No, it's truly about perspective. So gratitude shifts your perspective and actually it allows you to then focus on the positive things in life rather than focusing on the negative things in your life. This type of mindset is just transformative and profoundly affects the way you perceive and experience life. And I know that we go through so much, and going through so much, obviously it's our own lives, and that's why we are so attached, that our feelings are so attached to the type of things that go on in our lives and go on around us, and the type of things that goes on in people's lives that truly are connected to us. It's only natural to be moved and to feel some sort of feeling towards whatever's going on, especially if it's a negative type of event or situation that's going on. It's only a natural thing to be worried and want to complain or want to focus on the negative aspects or the aspects of our lives that is not going right. And just putting ourselves or putting our minds in a place where we are consciously practicing gratitude. It's almost as if gratitude, or the attitude, because it is an attitude, right? It's almost as if the attitude of gratitude redirects your attention to the things that truly matter to your soul and your heart, right? And again, it's not to say that you are totally oblivious of what's going on around you, of the situations that are going on around you, but it is extremely important to bring ourselves, or to teach ourselves, to teach our beings to learn how to deal with situations, with problems, and all of those things in healthier methods. The lens in which you view life, the lens in which you view situations is going to determine how you process the things that come in your life. Point number 3, gratitude increases mindfulness. Being thankful encourages you to be present and fully engaged in the present moment. I think in the world that we're living in, where we're chasing after, just getting or achieving our goals, right? That you can be so swirled up in the mindset or in a phase where you're just chasing after what you want in life and working hard at where you want to be at in life, which is all good and well, to a point where you neglect just being mindful and present in the now, enjoying where you are at in the now. When we someday get to a place where we think would be then justifiable for us to be content and happy instead of in the now, we will look back at our lives, and we all want to be, or I rather believe that we all want to be in a place that when we look back at our lives, we're like, yes, I did not have the type of things that I have right now, but surely I enjoyed the moments and the seasons that I was going through, because they produced character, because they produced who I am, and built up to the person who I am in the now. You don't want to look back in your at your life rather, and you've got all these things, you've got the money, the houses, the cars, or whatever goals that you truly are working towards, where you're sitting with yourself and you're just like, but I don't even recognize the type of person that I am, because I've lost myself throughout all these years, because I just failed to be present. Point number 4, gratitude increases happiness. At times I feel like we rob ourselves of joy and of happiness because like I previously mentioned, that we think we have this flawed mindset, especially when you're younger, right? I think the older you get, as I've noticed with other people, that there's a feeling, not a feeling, rather a knowing of contentment that comes with as you grow older, or as you grow wiser, should I say. But when you are younger, or while you are still fairly considered a youth, there's this flawed mindset that when you one day get to a certain place, you will then be happy. When you one day have like all this money that you're working so hard to attain, and yes, money does make our lives simpler, makes our lives easier. It puts in motion our dreams that we've always had, right? So the Bible, by the way, says the love of money is the root of all evil. Not that money is evil. Money is not evil. It's the love. When you have the love for it, but we're not there, right? So we have this mindset that flawed mindset that once we have all this money that we are working so hard to get, that we'll finally be happy. But it's not having all the money and that's rich coming from a person who has all the money, right? Loves. It's not having all the money that brings about happiness and joy in life. You can have all the money in the world, you can be financially fit, you can be sorted in terms of fashion, or in terms of clothes, in terms of cars, and all of those things do not bring about joy. They do not bring about happiness. I mean, there are still some people who are financially fit, who still have all of these things, but still don't feel happy. They still don't have joy within them, because money doesn't necessarily mean that it comes with joy or happiness. Money can also possibly mean more problems. The more money you have, the more problems or the more commitments that you actually have. So the attitude of gratitude is something that you need to carry throughout your life, whether you are in lack or whether you are in abundance. The attitude of gratitude is what's going to bring about the joy, and is what's going to bring about the happiness. And it ties so well to the previous points that I previously mentioned, because when you do have gratitude, you are suddenly grateful for the people that are around you. It enhances the relationships that you have with people. You are suddenly grateful for the surroundings and the people that support you. You are suddenly grateful for life. You are grateful for the breath and the air that is in your lungs. You are grateful for water. You are grateful for a roof upon your head or above your head. You are grateful for food. And all these things, when you're grateful for all these things which contribute to the quality of your life, they then contribute to you being a happy human being, and you being a human being which is full of, or which is filled rather, with joy. Point number 5, gratitude strengthens our spiritual relationships that we have with God. At times when I'm just not okay, and I'm just like, I just need to, address my grievances with the Lord, and I'm just like, yo, Lord, I just have so much to offload. Or at times when I'm just like angry, and I'm just like, oh, that person did me bad, and I really want to address it with the Lord. The first thing that I do when I start my prayer is that I started off with thanksgiving. Yes, at times it starts off with tears and all of that, but the first thing I do is that I start off my prayer with thanksgiving. And I found that it shifts my prayer, or the direction of my prayer in a totally different direction. At times, for instance, let's say if someone did me wrong, and I'm just like, let me just address this with the Lord, and I really want to say that God, this person did A, B, and C to me. But when I start off my prayer, which is thanksgiving, all of a sudden I just think to myself that what if that person was just not having a good day, right? What if they went through stuff that just feels so much on them, and that's the reason why they were acting in that way, or that's the reason why they were responding to me in such an unkind type of way. It just shifts my perspective and shifts my prayers to a different direction. I truly don't know how to truly explain it, but what I've found is that when I start off my prayer with just being grateful and just expressing my gratitude, all of a sudden I'm just like, even these things that God has not came through for me as yet, I'm like, they are small things in comparison to what the Lord has done for me and what He is doing for me right now. And it encourages me to say that I'm grateful that the Lord did A, B, and C for me yesterday and today. And indeed, if He could do all of those things for me yesterday and today, He surely can do it for me tomorrow. So I found that gratitude has truly just strengthened my relationship with God, that I'm truly forever just grateful. There's never a day where I cannot be grateful for something, because as I mentioned, the mere fact that I'm here today, that I have His breath in my lungs, is a blessing on its own, and I do not take that for granted. And yes, you should be raw and honest in your prayer with God and tell Him whatever's on your mind, your requests. I mean, those things are biblical. Gratitude doesn't take away the element of addressing your requests to God. It just places your mind in a different perspective, if that makes sense. Comment down below and tell me if you truly get what I'm trying to say, because my words are literally trying to fail me, but I trust that you get the point that I'm trying to make. But I just encourage you that just throw in or bring about the element of gratitude when you pray. It will shift and it will strengthen your relationship with the Lord so much, because it just makes you conscious and aware that in as much as I have so many things that I want the Lord to come through for me, I'd be a liar to say that He's not good. I'd be a liar to say that He has never came through for me before. So just put it in there and tell me how it goes. Well guys, I'm going to end off the video right there. Again, if you have not done so, please do make sure that you like this video so that YouTube can recommend this video to a wider audience as well. If you have not done so as yet, please, in the name of gratitude, please do make sure that you subscribe down below. Also, if you'd like to be notified whenever I upload fresh, new, crispy content, please make sure that you smash the notification bell down below. Thank you so much guys for tuning in. If you are still here at this time of the video, thank you so much for watching the video till the end. It does not go unappreciated, it does not go unnoticed. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart, and I'll see you on the next one.